Hello and welcome to Talking Football Tuesday edition, covering all the events from the French and German leagues. With me here to do it are Ouriel Daskal, football analyst for Kalkalis Daily and website, and I24 News Michael Friedman, who follows the reactions from the press. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
The biggest team in Germany will be crowned champions again. Will the second biggest be relegated? And the race in France is as close as it can be. All this and much more coming up. Let's get started. We begin with a Bundesliga that until recently was an interesting and wide-open league where anyone can win the championship, but now has turned to a one-team show. That team is, of course, Bayern Munich. The Bavarians traveled to Mainz this weekend, and midway through the first half, a rare incident took place. Bayern Munich actually conceded a goal. It's only the fourth time it happened in the Bundesliga this season, but joy for the home team lasted just 3 minutes. That's the time it took Bastian Schweinsteiger to tie the score with a perfectly curved free kick. Only 3 teams were able not to lose this season to Bayern Munich in the German league. Mainz was agonizingly close to being the 4th one, but everything seems to be going the champions' way. Just as the game was ending, Arjen Robben made sure Bayern Munich goes to the winter break with an incredible record, 14 wins and 3 draws. Manager Pep Guardiola could not ask for more.
When we analyze the first half of the season, I have to say I'm very, very content. We have a lot of world champions in our team and so many titles between us, not just of the last 2 years. No matter where we go, we always play with passion and the best ideas possible. And of course, we're very happy with our place in standings now. We need to remain calm and prepare for the second half of the season.
Ouriel, we are complimenting Bayern Munich. We should. Pep Guardiola does. But the question is, what's the point in the Bundesliga if halfway through the season the championship is gone? This is a good league, the only one sending 4 teams to the second stage of the Champions League, and yet the real Bundesliga begins in second place.
Well, yes and no, because I think we have to enjoy what's happening in Bayern Munich right now. Pep Guardiola aspires to play the perfect game. He wants, perfect football. And the Bundesliga gives him the opportunity to become better at, coaching, at trying to go and do this amazing thing he does, playing the perfect game. So I think we should enjoy it because it's not going to last forever, and eventually Bayern, Pep Guardiola will leave, Bayern will go down, and then we'll look back and say, the amazing, they played some amazing football. So I think we should really enjoy what they're doing, and just enjoy it while it happens.
There's a lot to enjoy, and while Bayern Munich is enjoying and comfortably cruising to another championship, the fate of the team they faced in the Champions League final just a year and a half ago looks completely different. Jurgen Klopp's team lost 10 matches in the first half of the season. With a record like this, it's not surprising to see them in relegation zone. They traveled to Bremen this past weekend. The home team were last ahead of the match, having won just 3 games before meeting Dortmund. Well, now they have 4 victories. Davy Selke scored for Bremen just 3 minutes into the match. Finn Bartels added 1 more in the second half. Mats Hummels' header 20 minutes from time was not even any consolation. Borussia Dortmund lose 2-1 and go to the winter sharing the bottom spot in the Bundesliga. Michael, we have asked many times during the first half of the season, is Jurgen Klopp the man to do the job? Or not sure? Well, we do know what he thinks about his team, that's for sure.
Yes, the BBC headlines read, Borussia Dortmund look like idiots, says manager Jurgen Klopp. He's been having a tough go. It's been a very, very shaky first half of the season. But he said that we stand here like idiots completely, and it serves us right. Any criticism that will be unloaded on them, he says they deserve. He knows that it doesn't really make much sense that they're showing superb football in the Champions League, but somehow it's not really transpiring on the Bundesliga. I mean, on the
on the German league.
On the German league. So it's a struggle for them.
Now, Ouriel, Jurgen Klopp defines them idiots. I'm just quoting. If they're idiots, what does that mean about the men in charge?
I think he called himself an idiot as well. I'm pretty sure he'll know. He knows he's responsible for what's happening, but they're really unlucky. I mean, they're playing okay, even against Werder Bremen. They were okay and still considered those goals. He has a problem with his defense. That was the basics, the very basics of what he's done was the foundations were laid on very strong defensive manner and defensive pressing and the ability to get the ball, steal the ball and go for the goal as quick as possible, and they can't do it anymore. Sometimes it's because the other teams are just doing it as well, and they know Dortmund, they studied Dortmund for many years, they know how Klopp works, and they neutralize them. And their quality players are just not playing with them.
Should we look for a better second half of the season? Because they're last in the Bundesliga with half the season gone.
Yeah, they already lost 10 games. It's never happened to Klopp before in Dortmund. So I think the break is very important for them. And I know the first time in his first season, they didn't have the best of times in the first part of the season. And then he managed to rejuvenate the team. I think he will try to do it again in the winter. And I think we'll see a better Dortmund, maybe with an addition or two in the transfer window. They have to, and I think we'll see an okay Dortmund next round.
Yeah, the answers come late January once the German league resumes. And in other results from the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen managed only a point in their home match against Eintracht Frankfurt. Wolfsburg finished a very good half of the season with another win. This time at home against Köln, and Borussia Mönchengladbach lose ground as they lose 2-1 in Augsburg. We may only be at the half-season mark, but we can already point to the champions. Bayern Munich hold an 11-point lead at the top of the Bundesliga. 2009 champions Wolfsburg can claim the winter title of the real Bundesliga, the one that begins in second place. They're 6 points clear of Leverkusen, who is third, and they're followed by Mönchengladbach, Schalke, and Augsburg, all with 27 points. We'll take a short break from European action to look again at what is turning out to be the most controversial sporting body in the world. You may know it as FIFA. Football's governing body is under fire once more, this time following the resignation of Michael Garcia, the man FIFA chose to look over the bidding process for the 2018 and 2022 World Cups. Michael Friedman with a story of this new controversy, courtesy again of Sepp Blatter.
Once again, the FIFA Ethics Committee is under scrutiny after Michael Garcia resigned from his post in protest over the handling of his report over the bidding process of the 2018 and 2022 FIFA World Cups. The former federal prosecutor and FIFA has had an interesting relationship from the start, and his involvement ended in an ugly breakup. Garcia ultimately disputed the integrity of the heads of the FIFA organization.
Leadership that makes clear to everyone, this is what we have set up the Ethics Committee to do, this is why they do it, and this is what they have done. It is that kind of leadership that breathes life into a code of ethics.
With the departure of Michael Garcia, questions remain as to how FIFA can truly change after years of scandals and criticism. The dark cloud that overshadows the beautiful game has angered many in the football world, including UEFA President Michel Platini, who has been questioning the credibility of FIFA.
FIFA's Ethics Committee was created to increase transparency at the organization. That's what we wanted, but in the end it has just caused more confusion. Mr. Garcia's resignation is a new failure for FIFA.
This new low has led to others such as Jerome Champagne, who will be challenging Sepp Blatter for presidency in May. He called Michael Garcia's resignation a step backwards for FIFA. While FIFA announced they would release parts of Garcia's findings, they still put themselves in a hole as they appear to be hiding something. The investigation was made to help reveal the willingness of Sepp Blatter's organization and confront some of its deep-rooted problems, but the head of FIFA is being cautious over the information being released.
I managed to put the executive committee behind the recommendation of Mr. Scala. That is to say yes to the publication of Garcia report, but under certain conditions.
But what the world of football wants and needs to see is a level of transparency, a change within one of the world's biggest sports governing bodies that shows what is truly happening. in their own organization.
Michael, under certain conditions, says Sepp Blatter, and as the media reports, we may speak about him as much as he wants. He does what he wants. If he wants to disclose just parts of the report, he will. Whatever he doesn't want us to know, we will never know.
Yeah, Sepp Blatter is the man in charge, and whatever he wants really gets to be seen. The Guardian's headlines read, FIFA to publish appropriate version of Michael Garcia's World Cup report. But what does it mean, appropriate? What is going to be shown? What's not going to be shown? Is the big question. The Exco unanimously voted that it should be released, but they are very cautious in being careful about what's to be seen in it. And the rules of it. There has to be something to have been broken in order for them to be hiding. So the press is all over it, and with Michael Garcia out, it leads a lot of people speculating what really was in there.
Yeah, Ouriel, what's the point of a report if you do not disclose it? Disclosing some of it is the same as not disclosing it at all. Obviously, you're hiding something.
It's the marvelous world of FIFA politics. Pardon my French, but it's all bull. Really, I mean, they don't want to expose what's happening over there because it's corrupt. It's rotten to the, it's rotten to the bone. This organization, my favorite organization, by the way, is lying. Half of the guys who took the decisions about Qatar and Russia are corrupt, and are corrupt. The courts
charged with corruption.
Charged with corruption, and courts decided they're corrupt, and they were proven as corrupt by many media outlets and all that. And the other half is probably corrupt as well. There are stories about Putin giving Picasso paintings to Platini and stuff like that. So Platini can call for change and all that, but if you don't change the organization itself, if you don't put in player representatives, fan representatives, clubs representative in the EXO, in the decision-making table, then what's the point? It's not going to be transparent. It's not going to be fixed.
And the problem is, those people hold the most precious thing in the world, which is world football. We all follow that. Yeah. We all follow the last World Cup. We will follow the 2018, the 2022, because we're fans. What can we do?
But maybe we can boycott the sponsors, and maybe some pressure will be put.
Some type of protest.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy Coca-Cola anymore because they give sponsorship to FIFA. Maybe that will change. I doubt that.
We'll have to see that. Well, now let's leave the politics behind and go back to real football with a look at the French league. The beginning of the show was dedicated to the league that is turning out to be the most one-sided of the big European leagues. We'll dedicate the end to the one that is looking like the closest one. Marseille finished the first half of the season as the French leaders after winning the 9th successive home match, this time leaving Lille behind. An own goal by Roland Roux and a second half strike by Michi Bouchaoui gave the team from southern France the precious 3 points that guaranteed their first place. The team in second place is Lyon, who won for the 9th time in their last 11 matches. And what a thrashing it was! Lyon won 5-0 in Bordeaux. Wonderboy Alexander Lacazette scored twice, bringing his tally to 17 in 19 matches. Only Cristiano Ronaldo has a better average. The team that dominated French football in the previous decade is back to business. The team you would expect to see in first place is not enjoying the best of times. Paris Saint-Germain took just 5 points from their last 4 matches. After losing last week in Guingamp, they once again dropped points as they were not able to score in their home match against Montpellier. Zlatan and Cavani were way beneath their level. And this is what all this means. Marseille lead the French rankings with 41 points. Lyon are second with 39, and PSG is only third with 38. Even Saint-Etienne, who beat Evian 3-0, is not far behind with 36 points. Ouriel, this is a nice race, and we spoke of the advantage that PSG has in talent, in money, in experience. They're now third, and come February, they'll have to face Chelsea twice, which their opponents don't. it's not going to be easy for PSG when Marseille look as good as they do.
Yeah, it's not easy. They look horrible. It's it's a sham. Their football is not inspiring at all, and yet they're still just
3 points behind.
just
Having
3 points
said all
behind.
that,
Having said all that, and they have the depth, they have the quality, they have the money to buy like a major X factor player in the winter. They could go for, let's say, Pogba or someone of that stature, and and turn the tables around. So they're still favorites. Marseille is doing brilliantly. They have a brilliant manager. Lyon also, great to have them back, but Paris Saint-Germain is just too strong.
we'll look at that, Michael. We don't have enough time to hear, unfortunately, what the press is saying because this race is so close. So I want to thank you both, Michael Freeman, Ouriel Daskal, for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And talking football, we'll go on a short break now. We'll be back in 3 weeks' time. Till then, we will have all the information on our Sports Daily show every night at 7:40 Jerusalem time, 6:40 Central European time. That will also be the time we'll be here tomorrow. Till then, thank you for watching and have a beautiful day.